get rolling here. Now the train is passed on. So as Brian was saying, there's so many of these plaques to choose from. And as I was going through them, the one that I chose for Dan was called Diversity. And the saying on it, the quote on it is different colors, different sizes, same goal, let's roll. And when I first came across it, I went past it. I didn't think. I'm like, no, that's kind of cool, and I went on. But then I just couldn't get it out of my head because that really, from my experience working with Dan, really spoke to the kind of person that he is and the things that he's been working with. And when I mentioned that I was picking diversity to some people to get some feedback on Dan, they're like, what? Diversity? I think they thought I lost my marbles when I said that. So it did take some explanation. So when I first started working with Dan, there were two things that really stood out in my mind in working with Dan. First of all was his positive attitude. He got so many different things thrown at him, and every time it was just, okay, we'll get it done. Okay? Smile on his face, contagious laugh that you see from Dan. But that was one thing that I always saw in Dan was that positive attitude, no matter what he was faced with. And the other was his diversity of knowledge and the diversity of tasks and responsibilities that he had. When you think about it, an IT person or a software development person, they have a very specific role. But in working with Dan, and I guess I'll jump back to the first month that I was here, Dan let me know very adamantly, I hate my title. And like, well, what do you mean I hate my title? It was like report writer or something.
BI reporting analyst.
BI reporting analyst. So I'm like, well, I think we can do something about that. We'll call you BI reporting analyst too. But as I started working with Dan more and more, it was clear that he's more than a report writer. And for some of you that only work with Dan on reports, you may not realize this, but he designs workflows, forms, integration, EDI, data warehousing. I mean, the list goes on and on of things that Dan has done over the years. And then let's jump back 5-6 months ago when Kevin retired or resigned. All of a sudden, Dan had to take on system administration, desktop support. I'm not going to do this stuff, so somebody had to. So his role and responsibility just continued to grow and to grow. And that's really what I see Dan and why diversity really stood out in my mind is not only the diversity of the things that he has to deal with, the tasks, and all that is diversity of knowledge, and all throughout that, different sizes, different colors, same goal, let's roll. Because that's really Dan. He's looking at one common goal across the organization. And every time he gets faced with one of these requests, he's looking at it from the perspective of how can I help that person be successful. And one quote, and I keep hitting the wrong button here. Is that?
We're tech guys. Come on, we're going to do it.
Yeah, so a couple comments. When Dan first started, one comment I heard is he said, my goal, my responsibility is to take all of this data and present it to you so you can understand the meaning of it within 2 seconds.
2 or 3 seconds.
Right? And that really speaks to what we're trying to do, pulling that diverse data together to make sense of it. And Dan and I have talked a lot about that, and by standardizing, our goal is to have you understand the data before you even look at it, because we're using standardized formats and all of that. So it really speaks to what the goal is.
There's not many times where you correct the president of a company and you're interviewing and you get hired. When he told me, he goes, I need to know what's going on in 10 seconds. I said, if we've hit 4 seconds, I've already lost you. I'm pretty sure that's what sold him on me. So
I remember, that's a true story. Yeah. And the other quote that I got was, Dan is adept at knowing his audience and creating the tools that meet a diverse set of needs. And I think that speaks to it, in a nutshell, that a request comes in, there's a problem, a business need. Dan listens to what that need is, and there's a saying in IT, don't give them what they ask for, give them what they need, right? And that's listening and understanding and pulling back the layers to really understand what it is that the person needs, and then delivering that. And Dan delivers, again, diverse solutions as well. A couple of tools that have been brought up. I don't know if anybody's familiar with the Slicer tool. You may have heard about that, but that helps drive our business. It provides insight, the ability to do analytics, the daily bookings report, production management, planning tools, available to promise. All of these tools where Dan has pulled very diverse sets of data together and pulled it into a system that enables the business to be better, to be faster, to be more agile. So thank you, Dan. It's been a pleasure for 2 years now, and I definitely look forward to more years to come. So thank you.
I got nothing. All I was gonna say was, man, I was thinking about this morning as well, kind of like how Tom was reflecting. I was just gonna say, like, what makes King special is like every single one of you guys. Like, it's not what I'm doing. It's not what any one of us is doing here. It's me working with you guys. Like, you know, all the tools that I've developed. Like, I can tell you that Slicer report was just an idea that John actually showed me, which was a mock-up that Randy gave him in this Excel, and I'm looking at this and going, what in the heck? All the great ideas that I'm building are really your guys' ideas, so just keep coming up with the ideas, because I want to make those ideas. I always say, try to make your dreams come true. These ideas are kind of dreams, and then we want to continue making those things come true for you guys, so thanks.